Hello and welcome to the 2010 Villagers podcast, episode 13. Yet another week gone in lockdown, creeping closer to us lot being free again, we hope.
Allowed to go to the pub.
Yes. Joining me as ever, Ash Walker and Jack Salt. How's the boredom, lads?
Climbing the walls now, mate. Absolutely.
School's keeping me busy, but Saturdays and Sundays, write-offs.
Well,
they're nothing without football.
Apart from the NFL Walker on a Sunday night, come on.
It is until we lose to Jacksonville tonight, and I'll be very depressed.
Although we are getting some bright shoots of hope that we may be playing as early as the 5th of December or the 8th of December, depending on who you believe. Next step we need is to know that we're allowed in. But yeah,
I mean, that's the thing, isn't it? It's all right. These coming out, and then it depends what tier we're in. We're going to be tier. There's no bones about it. We're not going to be fooled into thinking we're going to be back in tier 1 or even tier 2. And then it depends if Boris and his friends let clubs in tier 3 have fans in.
Well, it wasn't so much that, was it? Last time it was. We probably would have been all right, but it was the council who would crap themselves and were saying
that was down to Brid. That was down to Brid's safety certificates and all that bullshit. There was a game in Goole.
Yeah, makes sense.
The same day, which is in the same council. It was Brid.
Yeah,
that's all it was. We'll be fine. And can you imagine the council trying to tell Les that he can't be going
Oh God.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope then that as we sit here now, that's less than 2 weeks away now. That day in the vase. So yeah, hopefully we're back, and then we can get back to doing normal episodes and talking about Ferriby and the season, and yes, time to be a bit more positive now.
Yes,
and we go with our best.
Oh well, let's do it.
You two aren't going to like my number 5. I'm telling you.
No.
Right.
Is it made to begin?
Yes.
What did I say about Corby's ground?
That it was soulless, that it was like all these same new stadiums, and now you're going to say, I know what you're going to say now, but go on.
No, I like this ground because it was nice little posh ground. Okay, and I thought, we've made it coming to this place. It was in the Conference North at the time, and I thought we've made it. And the National League love this ground. They use it all the time. Telford. I love Telford's ground. Love it. What a ground.
It was on my honourable mentions list, Telford. Yeah, I liked it there.
I left that ground thinking, you know what? If we had this ground, I'd be very happy. It's brand spanking. I don't know if it's new now, but at the time, it'd have been brand new-ish. And, it had that brand new stand that was lovely with the concourse behind. If you've got a concourse, you're going to rate high in non-league. You've got your 2 terraces, and then you've got your little flat bit over there, which is a little bit of raised terracing on it. But it's just a nice ground, tidy ground. Look, it's well looked after as well. Tidy ground. And you can see whether National League use it.
Good atmosphere, I thought, actually, Ash, as well, when we were there. Yeah. It was a good game, because Telford, was it us? Were they up? They won the league, didn't they, that season? Yeah, we went quite early on, so we weren't really pushing them at that point. I think it went in October. So It wasn't really like the promotion, but I think they beat us handily. I think it was 2-0. Yeah, I remember they beat us. But yeah,
it wasn't a contest.
In terms of a brand new ground, like that, compared to, like you say, somewhere like Corby, or I would say maybe, I don't want to spoil anyone's list, but like Cares and Ashton, Telford's is on a different level to that.
Cares and Ashton is a nice ground, and it would be closer to my top 5 and my bottom 5, but compare it to Telford, it's a different level.
Yeah, Telford just missed out on mine, actually. But yeah, that's a good shout, Ash, I agree.
Well, I've never been to Telford, but there is one place I have been, which is my number 5, which is Cares and Ashton. Now, that ground was a nice ground. I enjoyed that ground.
It is a nice ground.
Ample car parking. There was a good statue. I can't remember his name. And yeah, I just thought it was one of those places where was a nice environment. It was a nice place to be. I think it was sort of fairly new at the time with the 2 stands on the side, and yeah, it was just a nice place. It was in the middle of a decent area in Manchester.
Nice McDonald's nearby.
Yeah, a fairly easy drive to get to. But yeah, I really enjoyed Curzon.
The game itself makes it less.
The game was awful, but
yeah, that really was part of the start of the decline, wasn't it? But yeah. I think if they had more fans, they would suit that ground more than they do. I think it just seems
I'd like
to have
seen it when FC United played there. When FC United played there, some of their home games there, I bet it was decent atmosphere there.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Curzon. That was a nice place.
It is. It was one of those where you're probably looking at it on 8 for my list.
Yeah, it's probably one of those. Like if I'd been to Telford, I probably would have put Telford above it. But
Telford is really nice. Right, my 5th best. I'll be surprised if either of you know where this is. The new Manor Ground.
Oh, I know this.
Ilkeston.
Yes.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Well done, Ash. 5th on my list. Now, I went here once. Again, weirdly, I remember it was Grand National Day.
There must be a theme.
I know.
Grand National Day is sticking in our mind.
We won. It was the year we won the Northern Premier League, I think. I'm pretty sure it was.
It was in the league that year,
yeah. Yeah, and it features of a ground, right? And this had not iconic, but it had a very memorable feature. It had a big clock tower in one corner. Great, feature of the ground. Reasonably new, very well put together. Nice pitch, big, massive bar inside. Proper club shop and that, which we took a bit of inspiration from, actually, I think, with some of the stuff we ended up putting in our shop. And yeah, I really liked it there. And I don't even know if they still play there because they've had massive problems, haven't they?
They're now back in the Northern Prem Division 1 and they've just built a new stand, I believe.
Oh, right. Because they did have a lot of money issues,
done more
didn't
groundwork. Yeah. Well, they came back. They're in the Division 1 of the Northern Prem and I believe they've just done more groundwork.
Oh, right. Well, good. I'm glad that they're getting back up there. But yeah, it was a bit of a out there choice, but yeah, it was
you want out there. My next one.
Why did you go?
No, man. I'll just say my next one's out there.
Oh right, well, yeah.
I'll let you finish.
So that was number 5 for me, Ilkeston.
Okay, now this ground, you're not gonna like it, guys. You're not gonna like it. I know you're all good. Well, I know Sam's been. I'm not sure if Salt went. I got there on the train. I met Daz and Sam at the train station. Now, I left this ground thinking if we had this ground, I'd be very happy. I just love this place. I just love it. Leamington, my favourite ground in non-league football. Seriously.
I can't remember if I've been or not.
So it's it, right? That place, right? Okay, it's my second favourite ground because I don't class my number 1 and 2 as non-league grounds, and my third one is a non-league ground. Right, I've finished. Right, Leamington. Everyone wears yellow and black. Everyone wears a club shirt, right, around the place. Right, it's loud. It's a proper community ground. Everyone buys into it. The only problem with it is it's miles away.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Station. That's the only problem. But I think that helps it because they have all this stuff going outside. They have all the food getting sold. They have all the people wearing shirts. It's just a beautiful place. And the bar's nice.
Yeah. No, again, great choice, Ash. What doesn't help it is its location in some ways because it is difficult to find. But other than that, and obviously we went back end of the year, didn't we? It was a nice sunny day in like March, April time.
We relegated them that day.
Yeah. And I know what you mean. A bit like similar to Ferriby, really, how everyone buys into the place. And it has a lot of the feel of the place like that. And when the weather's decent at Ferriby, nearly everyone's got green and white on, haven't they? It's a similar thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I
would
totally
say now we
advocate
do.
that choice.
I would say now we do. Back then, we didn't have that green and white everywhere.
No.
That place was a proper community place. And if I was to own a football club, I would go straight there and say, right, what do you do?
Yeah, it was
very everyone buys into
very noticeable. And the shop, which was well stocked with a lot of merchandise from our shop, which is a story that I will tell the next time that James is on this podcast because it's hilarious. But we
James
basically gave them enough programs to last a lifetime.
They're probably still going through them. They're probably still trying to sell those England versus Wales ladies under 17 programs. He's probably still stood there going, "What it?"
I know. Yeah, good one, Ash. Right, go on, Jack.
I just love that place.
So my number 4 is, I'm afraid, a place that neither of you two have been. So number 4 is the Gallagher Stadium. Do you have any ideas?
Maidstone.
Yeah.
Now, this place, no, it's not because my dad's from there, but
it is.
This football ground, now, when Ferriby played there, it was sort of still in a bit of development, but now I've been since, the ground is spectacular for that level of football. They've got 2 massive stands, one behind the goal, one on the far side. One's a terrace on the side, and the other one they've got a nice little, as Walker would call it, a bus stop. But it's bigger. It's bigger than the normal bus stop. But yeah, Maidstone is a ground where it's just so polished, if you know what I mean. It's one of those places where the bar's good, the food's good, the parking's good, the place as a whole is good. And it's just one of those places where you'd want to go back. All right, for us, it's a bloody long way, and yes, it is. But if you're from around there and you wanted a football club to go to, Maidstone would be perfect, because obviously there's a lot of teams in Kent. Like we don't really have that problem as far as teams that are like on the same level as us. But over there they have, and this ground as a whole is just so polished and just so clean and tidy. I thought it had to make my list.
I've seen pictures of it, and I've seen it on TV, and it looks a really nice ground. It's new, isn't it? It's a new ground.
Yeah, it's really nice. Really nice. So yeah, it's my number 4.
I wish I could contribute to that, but I can't because I've never really seen it.
I know you've never been.
My number 4, Keys Park.
I had that as number 5 and crossed it out for Telford.
I love Keys Park. Proper. Yeah. It screams non-league to me, but in a decent way. They've got. It's a big old place, but it carries some weight behind it. It carries an atmosphere. Great facilities as well in that main stand. And obviously we've got some good memories there. The only thing is the catering outside's not great because it's just burger vans. But that massive stand behind the goal where they congregate, and then the main stand with the seats in, and then big terrace stand on the other side where we used to stand. It just had a bit of prestige about it for that level. And it was, them...
Yeah, it's a lovely ground.
It is. People not always the nicest to me, but I probably deserve that. And I've got a few memorable trips there where when the bus broke down. God. But yeah, definitely it's got everything about it to be in a top 5 for me. So yeah, number 4, Keys Park.
Very good. Ash?
Right. Okay. Now this is my last of my non-league grounds. This is my favourite non-league ground. We've been there a few times. Quite a lot. Okay, check. Nice bar. Check. Nice shop. Check. Nice people. Check. Not too far. Check. Geisley, step up to the mark. What a play. I love Geisley's ground, Yeah. To me, it's not the biggest ground. It's not the best looking ground, but it's a proper football ground. People there are nice people. It's it feels like our ground a little bit. They're very similar to us as a club, Geisley. I know they probably don't want to hear that now while we're trekking to Armthorpe and last outing. But it's a proper nice ground. Nicely set out. It's compact, and then the new developments they did to it really benefited it as well. It's just a nice place to go and watch football.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
although they have got a cricket pitch, but luckily there's a bar in the way.
Well, I'll just jump ahead, Salt, because Guiseley were going to be my number 3 as well. So, but we're agreeing on that one, Ash. That had to be in the top 5. Yeah. It's a great place to go. The people, probably the nicest set of away fans anywhere you can go in non-league.
To me, it's home away from home.
Yes, I totally agree. The bar's fantastic, and we did a lot of good dealings with the guy in the shop actually at Guiseley as well. He was a really nice fella. Don't know if he's still there now. Robin, I think he was called. And they upgraded it in the right way. They didn't go too above their station, if you know what I mean. And they've had great success, Guiseley. And like you say, it did feel like you were walking into a place very similar to ours, which is probably why we like it so much. Yeah. But yeah, great shout, and definitely deserve to be up there. So yeah, sorry, Jack, I'll let you do your number 3 now. I just thought because ours were the same, I might as well.
Now my number 3, I've got no injustice against Walker here, but again, Walker hasn't been to this place. But Sam, me and you have. Now, we had to travel a long, long way for this, but we were very nicely in the media suite.
Oh, yes, I know what you're going to say, yeah.
Wrexham.
The racecourse ground.
The racecourse ground in Wrexham. So, yeah, this ground from the outside looks unbelievable. I mean, we got there and we thought, bloody hell, what a nice ground this is. And then we got in, and yeah, the overall aura of the place and the pitch and like the oldness of the terrace stand to the left, which just wasn't used anymore, there was something quite magical about it, and I really, really enjoyed Wrexham. We got beat, didn't we?
We got beat. Was it? I think it was 1-0.
Yeah, it was only just. We played really well. I remember.
We did. They scored a screamer. We got beat 1-0.
Yeah, but no, that day as a whole was a really good day, and obviously it was made a bit nicer that we was able to get into the media suite because we were part of an organisation which I'm not going to name the name of. But yeah, that was a really nice day, and just a ground that sort of just amazed me. It sort of just took me back and thinking, wow, we're actually being able to play here. But yeah, that was my number 3.
Yeah, I agree. It was a very nice place. And just looking out over that big stand at the other side with Wrexham written out in the seats and that, yeah, it was quality. I've been there before. I'd been there before that with Hull FC when we played Crusaders way back in the day. And it was a good atmosphere there for rugby. But yeah, another good shout, Jack. Yeah. Really, from the press box where we were. It was good actually, really good day.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Right. Number 2, Ash.
Okay, now it's a dump.
Always a good start.
Right, and there's a reason they've moved out of this place. But for football, right, you don't get better than Bootham Crescent.
It was on my honourable mention.
Do you? Come on, you piss up a wall. That for a fact makes it in the top 5. It's one of those. It's one of the old bastions of English football. Is Bootham Crescent?
Yeah,
proper football of the city, and it's what you want. I don't class it as a non-league ground. I class it as a football league ground. It's not either anymore. They're moving out of the place, but. To me, I always enjoy going there. It's a great place to watch football. Great place. That terrace is brilliant. And it's built up nice. It was falling apart when we went. Granted,
that's what made it though.
But that's what gives it character.
Yeah.
But what a day though. I mean,
and that helps. That helps. But I just love Bootham Crescent, and I might shed a tear when it goes. When the
new ground falls. Does look nice, though.
It does, yeah. It looks very nice.
It does, but it's not Bootham Crescent.
No. I mean, we had
crescents in the world.
We had a brilliant day there, didn't we? With the blow up Steve Howsham doll and the what a day.
The best time was time. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, definitely.
The second time was a bit of a one of them, wasn't it? But I just love it. I just love that ground. I'm really sad to see it go.
Yeah, proper old school, that place.
Yeah, 100%. It's really, really good. So, my number 2 is a place where you've probably forgotten that we've played. It was a team playing out of this ground. It wasn't their own ground, which...
I didn't choose teams that didn't play in their own ground.
Yeah, well, I just thought this stadium was that nice and we enjoyed the day. I can't remember if you were there, Walker. But it's Agbra.
I was there, thank you very much.
Yeah, Kidderminster, yeah.
So trying to think of grounds I wasn't at. I was there.
I wasn't trying. We went and played Wesborough, not Wesborough, you know.
Wesborough played Agbra. They've got up in the world.
Sorry, Worcester. We was playing Worcester there at Agbra, and that ground was quite fantastic. The food, as everybody knows who's ever been to Kidderminster, was unbelievable. I remember the bar was nice.
Well, he's just passed away recently, hasn't he? The guy who was behind all the food at Agbra. Because, as people who don't know, like, you know what a pie at football is, but at that place, it was a shepherd's pie, and it was literally a shepherd's pie with mashed potato top and the full works. You know, it was super.
Wasn't it a tenner?
Yeah,
it was really worth it though.
It was worth the money, yeah, definitely.
100%. When you go to Kidderminster, you've got to try it. I mean, it's a sin if you don't. But yeah, I thought of Agbra when I was doing this, and I just remember what like a nice day we had. And I think we got beat. I can't.
We did get beat.
We did because you were sulking.
Oh, was I sulking? Yeah.
Yeah, you were sulking.
But yeah, I remember going in the bar. I remember going in the bar afterwards, and the bar looked out over the pitch. And yeah, that was a really, really nice day. Yeah, so Agbra, my number 2.
Yeah, I again, another good choice, and the food is sensational. We never used to play very well against Worcester or Gloucester either. It was always teams down there.
I'm glad you didn't say Gloucester, by the way, because I was about to tear you to pieces.
What, Wadden Road? Cheltenham.
I was about to tear him a new one. If you said Cheltenham, I was about to go for him. I'm glad he didn't.
Now, I've been debating over my number 2 and number 1. Now,
you're not going to say Cheltenham.
I think my number 1's going to be controversial, but I've always loved going.
See, I've got an inkling. I know what it is,
but
I don't want to say
my number 1. Well, you can guess it when we get there. So, my number 2 is my turn, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 2 is Victory Park. Chorley is my number 2.
I knew this would be in yours.
What a place! Now, to most people, would take one look at it and think shithole, but you can just tell the history of the place, and it is one of the most. You know, you said so. What bastions of football grounds, Walker? This place is up there. It really is. And it's so intimidating for away fans. That's why, you know, they have a good record, and plus it's helped by the fact I have great memories of that place, and that I'll never ever forget that last minute winner from Kingy. The day it pissed it down for 90 minutes, and I was soaked. But yeah, it was amazing. I also remember a rather funny conversation about a butter pie. I'd never heard of one of them before I went to Chorley. The bar was just like a proper old school pub, but like inside the ground. And yeah, I've got a few little funny memories of Chorley. I remember Blackburn fans being there protesting about the Venkies once, dressed up as chickens.
The Venkies. Wow.
That was funny.
I saw something the other day. It was really recent. It was like 10 years since the Venkies bought Blackburn.
Yeah, where's that time
Best day in Blackburn Rovers history, that, isn't it?
I know.
I'm joking, obviously. It's not the best time.
And the main stand as well. Look, it in a weird way, it sort of reminds me of the Boulevard a little bit. I don't know why. But you won't like it, Ash, because it has a stand. There's a side that doesn't have a stand, but people sort of stand on the grass verge.
I've not got anything. I've seen pictures of that grass verge, especially a video when Charlie fans and Chester fans were scrapping. But you know, I've not got anything against grounds that haven't got a side there. If I look out to a cricket pitch or a junior football field, I don't like it. And at least I can't see over that fence. I don't believe it, surely.
Very good shout, Sam.
Yep, so then, number 2. So come on then, Ash.
Okay. Now, this is the first ground I went to as a Ferriby fan that I thought, wow, it's not Edgeley Park. I'm going to put that out there. That's a dump. That's not going to be in the top. The first ground, we went in the normal away end when we went for the first time. And you look up and it's just boom, like that. 2 big stands there. Over there. That's Lincoln.
Yeah.
It was in a little green stand. We had half a green stand behind the other goal. And it was just, for me, it was the first moment where I thought, wow, we're actually doing things as a football club to be able to come here in a competitive match. Granted, it was only the trophy.
Yeah.
But to come there and think, wow, we're here as, one league below this, it was mad. And it's one of them, we was in the bar beforehand, a big social bar. And that was great, a great bar. The food was nice, if I remember rightly. And also another thing, I left my driving licence there and I sent it back. What a lovely people.
I lived for 2 years. I lived 2 minutes away from Lincoln's ground.
It's just a lovely ground. It's a nice ground. It's a big ground. And when that place is full, you don't get much better than that.
Tinsel Bank on a full night. When I was at uni, we went there to go watch a couple of the FA Cup games. We went when they played Oldham. And the atmosphere that night was unbelievable. It was so good. And Tinsel Bank is a place where it's an old and retro ground, but especially if you're in that stand that Walker was talking about, you've got the massive stand on the left, and then you've got it's still a big stand, but a fairly smaller one on the right, and you've got the Stacey West in front of you. And yeah, that place is really intimidating for an away fan. It really, really is.
No, the best time I've had at Tinsel Bank was watching Lincolnshire County Cup Senior Cup final. If anyone can tell me the 2 teams that were playing in the Lincolnshire Senior Cup final, you can have a point.
One Lincoln Moorlands?
No. I got in for free. I snuck in. It was Stamford versus Louth.
Wow.
I was bored. And I thought, I'll go. And I snuck in through the boardroom and ended up in the main stand. Cracking day. No, it's a great ground, Tinsel Bank. Love it.
Very good choice.
It's huge. It's big, but I didn't want to pick a big ground, but I ended up picking a big ground.
Probably the
Ferriby game. He nearly came top.
Probably the Ferriby game I'm most gutted I missed ever was that one. I didn't get to that game. Can't remember why.
I went with Jordan Money.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's a name from the past.
Right, Salty, number 1.
I'm going to apologise to Walker now because this is really going to piss him off. But the best ground that I have ever been to watch North Ferriby United is Broadhurst Park. Now, that ground,
it's not
when you get there, that place is just unbelievable. No matter what Walker says, I do not care what he says. That place is fantastic. It has so much character about it. The people there are really, really good. That big stand where all the fans are behind the goal is just mesmerising. The bar was amazing. Where we were was fantastic. I cannot speak highly about it.
I agree in a lot of ways, right? It wasn't in my top 5, but I saw because of sort of other sentimental reasons, but I see what you mean. I don't get Ash's beef with it. A lot of it's nearly perfect in a lot of ways.
Half of it's lovely. Half of it is perfect. The other half is pointless and crap. I just don't know how that's number one. I'm sorry. I don't know that's number one. I don't know. I don't know that's number one. That baffles me. I'd rather go to York Street.
I don't think it's that bad a shout, so I must say. And
it's not a top 5. Come on.
One of the best pre-games we've ever had. If I've got a Sam's number 1 right, then I'd rather go there as well. Well,
because I know Sam quite well, and I think I've got his number 1.
We're gonna find.
That nearly came into my top 5 as well.
We're gonna find out.
But Broadhurst Park, Salt. Behave yourself, son.
Hello to all our FC United fan viewers. I'm sure there's thousands of you. Sorry for this.
Your ground's great. Your ground's great. You've got your own ground. You know, half of it's lovely. Your other half, sort it out.
Well, that was my number 1 to Walker's disappointment.
Yeah.
I think I just brought my headphones through.
Well done for annoying Walker. Right.
I mean, that's all.
We'll see how close you are then, Ash. What area of the country do you think it's in? My number 1.
South Yorkshire.
South Yorkshire? Oh, no, you're wrong. You're wrong. It's not Frickley.
Oh, I think it'll Frickley out. Oh, Sam, come on, you let me down here.
It's not Frickley.
Come on. It's got to be near the top 5. It's better than Broadhurst Park. It's got more character than Broadhurst Park anyway.
It has a link to Broadhurst Park. That should give you the answer.
You go on Gig Lane?
No, God's sake. No.
Bowerfold.
Stalybridge. Yes, it's my number 1.
Yeah.
Right? Again, from the outside, people will think this place is a dump.
It's a lovely ground. It'd been in my top 10, Stalybridge.
We had some great trips there, and it is again a proper football ground. Big in stature, lovely little clubhouse. One of the best pictures we've ever had as Ferriby fans was us two and all the Malt Shovel and the Farrows and Anthony and all them in that bar, Ash, on the day that we drew with them in the FA Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well set out, the whole place. Tucked away in it off the main road.
Yeah.
And I remember the first ever time me and you went when we played FC United, got beat 6-3. Then we played FC United again when it was packed because it was a weekend game. That was fantastic.
Yeah, Sunday, wasn't it? It was a Sunday.
Yeah. And then obviously when we went there in the FA Cup, when we played Stalybridge there, not just FC United. Nice people there as well.
Tuesday night to watch us play Stalybridge.
Yeah, I've been there loads of times. I must have been there 5 or 6 times, that place.
4 or 5 for myself. It's a great ground. I do like Stalybridge. It's better than Broadhurst. I mean, it's got more character. I'm fuming. I'm absolutely fuming that he's put that as number 1.
He's done it as his number 1 just to annoy you.
To boot him. I'm really tempted to boot him out of the conversation right now. You'll get my resignation tomorrow, Sam, from the podcast.
Oh no, we'll have to bring Greeny in. You've been campaigning for it.
Hey, hashtag get Greeny on. He's had some great insight. No, listen, I do love Bowerfold. Great, it's a proper non-league ground. You're right. It's like it's not built in a valley, but it looks like it, doesn't it? The way it's just like that.
Yeah,
you look up to it, don't you? And you kind of look down to it. You come in from the top and look down at it. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it is. Just one of the places I always used to like going, and it's got the advantage of it that that must be one of the away grounds I've been to the most out of any. I would think. Because of us playing.
It's up there with Guiseley and Frickley.
Yeah, I've been to Guiseley a few times, Frickley a few times. I couldn't put Frickley in, Ash. I mean, let's just briefly talk about Frickley.
Sam,
I mean,
come on, it's an honourable mention.
It is. I mean,
the best. You know what, Sam? That is one of the best places you can watch football in England. The view from that top stand, right? The view from the main stand, from the converted barn. When you used to sit on a bench, you don't sit on a bench, and they've got seats in there. But you look over on that hill. Come on. Come on.
I think all of us can all agree that the best ground to watch football from is Grange Lane. The EVM, the Dransfield, whatever you want to call it. It's all of our.
It's great.
All of our
you have to love your own ground, don't you? I mean, but it is.
There's nothing wrong with going to places and thinking, "Oh, I'd like that stand behind the goal at Dean Park. I'd love that in our ground." I'm joking, obviously. No,
obviously the Dransfield is superb.
Frickley.
Yeah, Frickley was on mine. Telford was on mine.
It was on you. That's good.
Plainmore was on mine.
You already said about it.
Another ground that I like that was on mine was Scarborough's new stadium. That was all right.
Hang on. Right. I would have gone for you on that until they've just done some new work to it, because that was another one like Broadhurst Park, right. But they've sorted themselves out on like FC United.
If you want to look at ones in our level, Barton was up there. This would never have made my top 5, but Barton Winterton was nice. But yeah, I had Booth and Crescent. We're not going to tell Walker that I had Modern Road written down.
How? Right? You can't even sit down in the main stand. That main stand, right? You can't even sit down. You have to stand up. You don't give you leg room.
I was really debating not saying it, and I thought I've triggered him enough. I've got to.
You've said Winston and Barton, right?
Yeah, but they wouldn't have made my top 5.
No, they should know. They shouldn't even be mentioned in the same breath as some of these grounds we've just mentioned.
No, I know, but if you're talking about
these grounds in our league,
FC ones, then yeah.
FC ones, Winston's your best ground. It's full stop.
Yeah.
It's the only ground that comes close to ours at our level.
Yeah, I just thought I'd mention them, build some bridges. But yeah, that's all I had written down.
What else did I have? I had Whitby's ground. I can't remember what it's called, but Whitby's ground was on mine.
Turnbull ground, isn't
it? That's it. Yeah. Matlock's ground, actually, as well. Funnily enough. You talk about views, Walker, at football grounds. The view from that place, from behind the goal. Wow.
I was about to say it's the second best view.
That was I enjoyed it there.
I've got one I wanted to shout out. Where was it?
Did I have any more sort of? No, I agree with you wholeheartedly on Telford. That's how you do a modern ground. Buxton as well.
Old non-league grounds. Buxton. Bath.
Yes.
For an old football ground. Farnborough, but Farnborough to me was too dead. They were too dead of a club to be put in the top 5 at that time. Whitton is all right.
I don't think where else I've been.
Northwich, but it was soulless.
What did you think of Stafford?
Now he pissed up a wall, so it was getting high up. There wasn't enough there. The main stand was too small. That was a problem.
We've covered quite a few there. I don't think we've offended too many people, actually. That's from me. The FC United fans will be having sleepless nights now. Now they know what Ash thinks about Broadhurst Park.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Granted, half of it's nice, but you don't eat half of, if you're going to get a drink, if you're going to get a pint, you don't order half a pint, you order a full pint. Everything's got to be perfect. Even if you're driving, you have a full pint.
I just enjoy pissing you off. Okay, you know that.
I hope I never have to go to that ground again.
Obviously, so we'll have another one of these next week. We'll come up with something, and then
we're scraping the bottom of the barrel now.
And then the week after, we should be playing Lower Breck, so we'll probably go back to our usual slot after that. and go back to our usual podcast, hopefully, and then hopefully we would have a lower break. And is it Selby at home on the Tuesday night to talk about?
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we've only got one more of these filler episodes. Not that I'm not enjoying doing them, but you have to raid the memory banks quite a lot.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do. Just to say, Jack, your effort on Movember, I mean, it's terrible. I mean, what even is that?
Not good, is it?
Oh, you can't even notice, can you? Bum fluff or what?
You can't notice. That's the problem.
The thing was, right, if I actually had a shave and left that, if I left that and had a shave, I'd be probably the best one out of all of them.
Oh, they're all terrible. Have you seen Turkish, for God's sake? There's nothing there.
Bit like yours.
I know, that's the problem.
Can we talk about his pose on his picture on the Twitter?
I know. I had to get it from the best angle, didn't I?
Salt's pose.
I had to get it from the best angle, Walker. Come on.
You put Broadway's back as your number one, so you're not getting that off of anything.
We will just say that obviously if you can donate, then please do. And it's a shame, obviously, that we couldn't have the bucket collection or anything at a game. I don't know whether they're planning on still doing that, are they?
It would have been the Retford game yesterday.
Yeah.
That's what it would have been.
What a game that would have been. Retford at gets the blood boiling, that, doesn't it? It's a blood pumping. But saying that, I'd take anybody home right now. I'd take anybody away just so I can watch a game of football.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I thought I'd be all right now.
Players all sporting if you had to.
I thought I'd be all right with the international break being over, but then trying to watch that Man United game last night, oh my God. So dull.
That's the Premier League for you.
Would you even go?
Premier League
would you even go to Broadhurst Park to watch Ferriby Walker?
Yeah, of course I would. That's when standing the bus shelters.
Right, end it quick before he offends anybody.
Oh, see, he's all right. He's all right. But yeah, good effort, lads, on the Movember. Just shame about the social media manager. Right, we will think. We'll think of something for next week, who we can offend next week or who Ash can. And we'll let these two go off and have a virtual fight on Zoom now about Broadhurst Park. But yeah, thanks everyone, as always, for watching. And we'll see you again next week.
We will. See you later.